Hello and welcome into ASU D2 Maroon Sun Devil Hockey. I'm Matt Lively sitting along with Ethan Gaines, and Ethan, first game of the season. A lot of nerves. The Sun Devils, obviously their first game. Weber State sitting at 1-1. What do you think about this game tonight?
You know, I think it's a really important game for the Sun Devils. Starting off their season, they want to start off on a good note, get a win here. Let's see what kind of performance they can put in, see what kind of team they're going to be for the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely exciting. Good team last year. Starters coming into tonight are Matt Brumfield, Scott Farr, Jake Savona, Mason Tuber, Sean Wilkson. In goal, it'll be Ryan Seltenreich. Set to be a good matchup here. And the face-off is off. That one's going to go back, taking as Wilkes clears it. Big hit up on the boards. And now ASU offensive zone going back. It's Wilkes again who has that, clearing it. Weber State in control of the puck. Back behind the net, moving up. Moving the puck along the ice. Trying to get that puck loose. Wilkes back with it. In the neutral zone right now. Wilkes still has the puck, takes a shot. Just left. ASU trying to keep possession of that puck. A nice hit up against the boards, but it's going to go to Weber State. Weber moving the puck up. A steal by ASU back behind their own net. And now into the ASU offensive zone. Looks like an icing call there.
Very physical so far, Matt. You saw a couple of nice hits against the boards for ASU. They're going to have to do that against Weber State. Weber State a little bit of a bigger team than ASU, so ASU is going to have to bring that physicality. It
does look like it's going to be a pretty nice physical game here. Facing off is Keevan for ASU. It'll go their way. Moving it up was 26, Velasco. And now back to Hughes. Hughes moving it along. That puck back behind ASU's net. Trying to move it around. There hasn't been a whole lot of control so far in this game. And now another icing call there, as ASU couldn't track that one down.
And like you said, not great control so far by ASU. Their passing's been a little herky-jerky, not great stick-to-stick passing. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, obviously loose puck most of this time actually here. Almost 2 minutes in here to this first period. Weber will take this face-off. Getting physical up along the boards. And McPhee will take it for Weber back behind his own net. A line change here for ASU. And now ASU back in control. Clear into their offensive zone. It's Anderson over there to try to help out. Passes it back to number 12. Into the neutral zone. Oh, it was a nice little move there by Kosman. Couldn't make anything happen though. A little shoving up against the boards. Weber has it back into ASU territory. Sorry, possession. Good hit up there against the boards. Anderson trying to do something with it. Anderson now has the puck. An opportunity here, shot on goal, wide left. And now it's Savona. Savona trying to do something with the puck here, try to get a shot on goal. Still haven't seen that tonight from ASU. Making some nice moves. He'll try to get it out. Oh, there's a one-timer opportunity there. And unfortunately, it was Ross Bowden who couldn't capitalize.
That was a nice pass there by ASU. Just couldn't capitalize on that. They did have a nice shot on goal.
Savona made some nice moves to get that puck free.
Yeah, sure did. He's been looking good so far in this game. Like I said before, great pass, but they just weren't able to execute. They had a good shot on goal there.
So those are the chances that ASU is looking for here early in this game to try to get on the board first. And it was a penalty on Weber. Checking from behind is the penalty, so a 2-minute power play here for ASU. A good opportunity to get on the board. Savona has the puck right now. looking for an opportunity. He goes back. Savona back with the puck by the blue line. Passes it off to 8. Weber giving him some trouble. Back behind their own goal now. Farr's looking for some help. Farr's going to try to get it, but Weber is playing very aggressively. Savona back by the goal. It's right in front of there. Almost by the crease. Couldn't make anything happen. Shot on goal. It was Tuber with that. Savona back with the puck. Now he passes it off. Farr's got it. Savona looking for some help. Savona almost by the blue line. Shot on goal. Nice save by Weber. And just not much happening, and Weber will clear the puck. Seltenreich comes out of goal to get that one back out. It's Brumfield taking it. And ASU will try to move back up the ice. A couple good shots on goal there. Velasco clearing this one. ASU still has the puck. It's Brumfield. Brumfield moving it back. Isaac Lee lost control of that one. Seltenreich will take it. Gives it right back out. And now it's been in the ASU defensive zone for a lot of this power play, looking for something to happen, trying to move up now. A pass that they can't control. Hits off the boards. ASU still in possession. Takes a shot on goal, right off of the goalie. Oh, a nice little save right there. Diving was Lee to save that puck. 2 seconds left in the power play, and this one's going to expire with nothing happening. Bowen will come back in for Weber.
That's a missed opportunity there for ASU. You have to capitalize on the power play. They really should have gotten a goal there.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of good possession. It was in the defensive zone most of the time. Again, not a lot of puck control in these first few minutes of play here. Up against the boards, ASU not getting any help. Weber will take over right behind their own net. Oh, but a good little defensive effort here by ASU trying to keep that puck. They won't be able to capitalize on that, moving back up the ice in neutral territory right now. Weber still has it, but ASU looking for a steal. Isaac Lee couldn't get his hands on that one. ASU clears it. A nice clear by Thiebow. And they'll be icing.
ASU's been a little bit herky-jerky here, as you said, not keeping good possession. On the power play, they weren't really able to keep the puck in their offensive zone. They allowed Weber State to put it into their defensive zone, put pressure on their goalie. They can't have that happen.
Yeah, it's been sloppy play from both teams so far. ASU will win the faceoff back behind their own goal. Clearing it is Lee. Lee moved it up to Bowden. Bowden trying to do something with it. We'll clear this one up against the boards. And now Weber has the puck back again. Moving. ASU steals it in the neutral zone. Cross that blue line. ASU has a good opportunity here. A shot to the left of the goal. And Weber will take it. Moving up. A good move. It was a deke there, but he couldn't keep control of it. In the ASU defensive zone, Weber's attacking. Back behind their own net. Searle will take it from the blue line, and it gets past him just a little bit. And an ASU steal moving back up now. Savona comes back in the game, looking for that puck. Gonna have to transfer over to defense now. Weber has the puck. And again, another steal here for ASU. Big check against the boards. That time it was Thiebow going down. Savona trying to give some rough play up against the boards. Puck's loose once again. Another big collision. Back against the net. Another check right there. Savona getting some defensive play in here. The top score goaler was Savona last year for ASU. Looks to keep that going this year. Now a little opportunity here. Wide open. Oh, and it's a goal.
Oh.
ASU nets it in. Scott Farr.
Look at the flick of that wrist by Scott Farr.
Look at the flick of that wrist.
Score
yeah,
there.
Scott Farr netted that one. A good opportunity. They stole the puck there in their offensive zone and were able to capitalize this time.
Yeah. And that's always a risk, making a move on the puck there. The man can get by you, but it worked out that time for ASU. Great goal by Scott Farr.
Matt Brumfield had the assist there on that goal. And ASU takes a 1-0 lead here. 12:30 left to play here in the first period of play. It's in the ASU defensive zone right now, moving the puck along is Lee. Lee trying to get it out of there. Moves it back behind his own net. Weber, aggressive attack right now. Trying to get something on goal. They haven't had a lot of shots. They'll take their first, though, and a nice save by Seltenreich right off the chest. More aggressive play up against those boards. And ASU finally takes possession, but a lot of stick play here. Clears this one around. And again, up against the boards, it's been a physical game so far for both teams. That puck is still not really in possession by anyone, just right up against those boards. Keevan was the one that took it up. Keevan still fighting for it. A great effort by him there. That puck's still up against the boards. This is becoming quite the fight. Now a little bit of tripping there, but Weber will eventually take this one over. And it's Weber working against two. Takes a shot, but wide right. Not even close. Pizarro now line changes for both teams, it looks like. Coleman looking to make some action here. Weber up against those boards. Lee fighting for the puck now, trying to get it back into ASU possession. He's on the ground fighting for it. Back around the net, right in front there was the crease. A big hit there. Both players go down. And it does look like a delayed penalty. This time it will go against ASU. Looks like Bowden. Minor penalty on Bowden. A tripping call on Bowden. So that's a 2-minute power play now for Weber State. A nice job to start this power play as they clear the puck. They definitely want to stay away from that, Ethan. Power plays are going to kill ASU here.
Most definitely. You can't have silly penalties like that. They're giving Weber State a great opportunity here to score and tie up the game.
So now back in the Weber offensive zone. Puts it back to Weber, who's at the blue line. A shot. Oh, but it got tripped up there. It looks like a stick was a stick or a...
That was nice traffic in front of the goal, though, by Weber State.
Yeah,
Coleman
exactly.
right in front of the goal, trying to block the goalie's line of sight.
Again, some more traffic right in front of the goal. Weber has it. Back on that blue line. Trying to move it up, and again, a stick gets in front of it. ASU causing quite the traffic jam here. 1:03 left to now play with this power play. And a good job by ASU. They're able to clear this one. Weston, the goalie, had to come out to try to get that one. And it's back in ASU possession. They'll take another clear right off the boards. They're doing a good job. 45 seconds here left to play in this power play. 9:35 in the period. So far, a very good job by the ASU unit. Savona chasing that one down, but it'll get past them. Weber now moving up. 2-on-2. Coleman couldn't do anything with it. Savona has a hit right up against the boards. He's able to clear this one, but it hits the ref. It hits the official and stays right in that neutral territory. Maybe a break for Weber State. We'll see. 14 seconds here left to play. Back by the blue line. Looking for something right in front of the crease. It's a fight for the puck. Savona's in there trying to break it out, and they will. 1 second expires. The power play is over. A great job by ASU.
Neither team able to capitalize on the power play. Both.
But a shot right there. There was traffic in front of the goal, and Weber State capitalized.
Yeah, blocking Seltenreich's line of sight. Couldn't see the puck until it was too late. Weber State able to score a goal right after the end of the power play.
So just like that, Seconds after the power play is over, Weber State ties this one up. Number 76 for Weber. Ian Hobbs was the one that will take the goal for Weber State. Holmes gets the assist. Moving out of the face-off now. ASU has possession of the puck, moving it up out of their defensive zone. In the neutral territory right now, stolen by Weber. A good little fight there right there. He trips, though, and loses possession. Penalty is upcoming. It was Scott Farr that had a pretty good play with the puck, but got tripped there.
You know, I've been impressed with both the goalies' play so far. I think both goals, the defenses were at fault a little bit. They let the offensive team get behind them. They're kind of putting their goalies in vulnerable positions.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to have to be a daunting task again for Mahon in Weber State's goal, as it was Hazeldine picking up the penalty there. 2 minutes here for ASU power play. See if they can capitalize this time. It's up against the boards in their offensive zone. Savona looking to work it out. Trying to get it to Brumfield. He finally does. And it'll go back where it came from. Savona now has the puck. Working with him has been Tuber. Tuber takes a shot. A save there. And now Weber has it, trying to clear it. They won't. Brumfield takes a hold of that one. Savona going to try to chase that one down. Farr was trying to get into that one, wasn't able to. Weber clears it. A couple of minor hits down. Turning around and retrieving it now is ASU. Moving it up, Savona has it. Circling around, looking for a little bit of help. He finds that. It's Farr looking to get something. Savona right in front of the crease. Can't make anything happen, though. And now Weber taking it the other way, a 2-on-2. Weber takes a shot right off the cross. So with some open ice to play, Weber taking it down.
Yeah, a very aggressive play there by Weber State. Almost able to get by his defender. Took a shot on goal. A little bit left, hit off the post, wasn't able to convert, but that was a nice shot there by Weber State.
Yeah, not what ASU wants with 57 seconds left to play in this power play. It's been Thad Asa who's had the puck for most of this time here. Now ASU will try to get back on their offensive side. Velasco moving up with that one. Asa looking to do something, but Weber will clear this one. Seltenreich comes out of the goal. He's got to watch out, a Weber player down there. Lee looking for it. Now back to Velasco. And that puck gets kicked around. 30 seconds left here to play. There's 6:51 left in the first period. Power play is expiring, though. Oh, no. Weber steals this one, moving down all by himself, and a nice save by Seltenreich.
Seltenreich didn't panic when he saw the lone attacker there. Great save.
And it was a big hit by Bobbs. Bobbs is the one that took it the other way. Boy, did he just put Marcus Velasco on his back. A big hit there.
Yeah, monstrous hit. Saw the way the stick flew out of his hands. He was absolutely crushed on that play.
Boy, oh boy, so
he looks pretty shaken up.
Continues to be a very aggressive game, and yeah, you're right, Velasco is pretty shaken up. He'll go to the bench and come out of this one for just a little bit. Face-off's going to go Weber's way. 5-4. Power play will end here as ASU again cannot capitalize. It's a 1-1 game here with 6:15 left to play in the first period. And ASU offensive zone looking to go get that one. And it gets past them. Weber's going to have an opportunity here. Passes it out. Shot on goal. Goes high. Very aggressive right now is Weber State.
And you see that Weber State able to get by the defense consistently. ASU has to improve their defense. They can't leave their goalie like that.
Garrett Anderson has been all over the puck. He's going to try to get this one right now. Big hit against the boards. Weber putting it into that one. Into the neutral territory zone. It's a chase for the puck right now. Thibaut was looking for that one. And again, the puck is just, no one's really had a lot of control of it right now, but finally it goes ASU's way, looking for something to happen. A weak shot there by Anderson won't do anything, and it'll be a stoppage of play.
Yeah, with Anderson there, he's got to hit the puck off of the far pad, allow one of his teammates to rebound it off the far pad, get a shot on goal. It's a weak shot by him.
A lot of talking going on right now between ASU and Weber State.
And you can see it in the play here, too. Both teams being very aggressive, a little bit icy here.
Yeah, absolutely. What you want to see out of ASU, though. Very aggressive, which is nice. Now they're looking to make something here happen. It was a shot on goal, but deflected right off the pads. Still looking to make something happen right in front of the crease there. And a whole lot of shoving. Still on the ground was Ross Bowden, who was getting hit around. He took the shot on goal, but a whole lot of language going down there right in front of the net.
Yeah, a little bit of a scuffle there. Looked like two Weber State players ganging up there.
Weber will have a line change here now, but wow. Seeing a whole lot of aggressiveness.
Yeah,
right
really
before our eyes
testy
here.
between both teams here.
Just at about 5 minutes here to play in the first period. It's a 1-1 game. Weber will take the face-off after a little scuffle there for the puck. Still in their defensive zone, trying to move it out. Bowen tried to come in, couldn't get a stick on that one. Behind the net now. Weber has it. They'll move the puck up across the ice. Big hit against the boards. A nice hit there by Brumfield on Weber State. And that puck is loose. A shot there, wide right of the goal. Jerkeland. And again, looking for that puck. A shot by Weber, deflected though. More traffic right in front of that goal. That was Sean Wilkes who got a hold of that one. And an icing will be called here.
ASU's defense been much better here in the later part of the period, keeping their men in front of them, not getting caught watching the puck. They're making good plays on defense. But Weber State still being very aggressive on offense.
Absolutely, and still looking for some more offensive play from ASU. Back at the face-off. ASU takes this one. Gets it out. Moving up is now ASU. It was a shot by Godfrey that went wide. Into the neutral zone. Weber moving it up now. A small little hit doesn't do much there. And it's back up against the boards. Lee going to try to help him out. Savona now back in there. Moving it around. Is able to pass it back out. It gets stopped right there, though. Weber getting a stick on it. Trying to make an offensive. Weber has it, takes a shot, and it's deflected. Oh, and a good opportunity for ASU wasted. It'll go back the other way. Savona was trying to do something with it.
Good job there by Weber State, not panicking when ASU got the steal. They make the play on defense, get the ball back into their offensive zone.
It was Scott Farr there who had a pretty good opportunity to get down the ice and take a shot on goal, but it was broken up by Weber State. Face off by Savona is going to go Weber's way. Moving that puck along up against the boards. Again, a loose puck up against the boards most of the night. That's where we've seen a lot of this play come from. A lot of the chippiness as well. Here we go. Farr moving back up. Try to make something happen. Savona's got the puck. He's got help with Lee around him. That one will go to Weber, though. Savona and Lee working to get that one out of there. Farr's going to have to chase this down against three Weber guys. It's not going to go his way. Pass there. Big hit. Weber delivered a shot there. Lee trying to do something here with the puck. Two ASU players down there. Once again, not much happening. It's Keevan and now some chippiness right behind the net.
And even
2:28.
more that chippiness, like you just said, between the players. We'll hope that neither team gets any silly penalties here. So far, not too many of those. But we'll see how it goes for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so far just 3 penalties here in the first period. There's 2:28 left to play here in the first. There is the 4th penalty of the period. It was Fox who will be targeted for checking from behind. Once again, Ethan, an ASU power play opportunity right before the period ends here. Got to capitalize here.
Most definitely. They have 2 minutes left here. They have to get a score with the power play.
Velasco trying to make something happen, and again, just not a lot going on.
Yeah, you notice Arizona State not setting up a ton of great plays. They're kind of just slapping it at the goalie. They need to run a couple more set plays on offense to give themselves some easier chances.
Asa takes this one, tries to get a shot, doesn't do much though. Keevan has it, trying to get it back to Asa right in front of the crease. A good check there. Weber's going to be able to clear this one. Seltenreich's got to watch out a Weber player right there, but taken around the net. A nice job by Wilkes, moving it back up into the neutral zone. We'll move it into ASU's offensive zone. Wilkes looking for a little bit of help now. He gets it out from behind the net. Takes a shot on goal, and it's an ASU score. Marcus Velasco putting that one in the back of the net.
Great score there. Able to come around from the back of the net. Scores it in before the goalie knows what's happening. Great play there by Arizona State. They're able to take advantage of that power play very nicely.
So finally taking advantage of the power play is ASU. Marcus Velasco. A goal there, and it's a 2-1 lead now. Velasco's first of the year. And it'll go Weber State's way. It was Sean Wilkes who had the assist on that last goal if you're keeping score at home. So a combination of Wilkes and Velasco. Weber has the puck here, just 1:21 left to play. ASU trying to make something happen, but Tollett for Weber will take it right behind his own net. And now moving Weber's way, down along the ice, a check up against the boards. Hobbs is tripped up, but is able to get it out of there. A shot on goal. One save by Seltenreich, one off the bar. Still in front of the crease there. Hobbs trying to make something happen. Back in front of the crease. Another save by Seltenreich.
Great goalie play by Seltenreich, taking multiple shots on goal. Didn't look phased. They're able to block every single one very nicely.
Couple of great saves by Seltenreich. He might have to make a couple more. 45 seconds here left to play. ASU trying to make something happen, getting it back on their side in the neutral zone. This one gets past them. And it'll be a...
Weber State being very aggressive here at the end of the period. They want to try to even it up, make up for that goal that they just allowed over there.
So another stoppage here. There's 36 seconds left here in this first period of play. ASU has a 2-1 lead. Seltenreich getting a lot more action in these last 30 seconds than he has most of the game. This faceoff will go right into Weber State's goalie's hands. We'll have another faceoff coming up.
And that's another key here for both teams. Relatively even so far with the faceoffs. Whichever team wins more faceoffs in that game keeps possession on their side. That's going to be very important for both teams.
Asa takes the faceoff here, kind of nudges it to himself. Coleman for Weber has it, tries to clear this one up, but it's stolen by ASU. A little bit of action here up against the boards in the neutral zone. They'll go back behind the ASU goal. 17 seconds left to play. 2-1 ASU. Stays in the neutral zone. Weber has it. A big hit there. Tuber delivers that hit. Oh, but a one-on-one here for Weber. He only had one hand on his stick, and that's it. Time expires. Weber has some words for the refs here at the end of the first period. Ethan, a 2-1 ASU lead heading into the second now. And what did you think from that first period of play?
You know, I thought during the first period, both teams coming out very aggressive. They both look fresh at the beginning of this hockey season. I think ASU was able to just set up better plays for their offense. I liked how Weber State's defense played, though. They just had a couple of mistakes. Goalie play on both sides good. I think Limon and Seltenreich both did great jobs. Both of the goals allowed were kind of on the faults of the defense, allowing the offense to get past them.
Yeah, and so finally, ASU was unsuccessful on their first 2 power play opportunities. We're finally able to net one on the third, and it's a 2-1 lead again going in. Scott Farr and Marcus Velasco have goals for ASU so far, with Matt Brumfield and Sean Wilkes picking up assists. It was Hobbs for Weber picking up the goal and Holmes on the assist. And yeah, Ethan, as you said, it's been a very aggressive game so far. No fights yet, but there definitely was some chippiness there in that first period of play. Do you think that's going to keep up?
Definitely on both sides. A little extra oomph into every hit. You saw guys talking to each other after almost every single play, sharing a lot of choice words, I'm sure. And that could be a factor later in a game. You know, whichever team is going to give in and have a silly penalty, that can give the other team a power play opportunity. Both teams so far not extremely successful on the power play, but you can't give the team power play opportunities late in the game.
If you're head coach Tate Green for ASU heading into the locker room, what are you telling your team for that second period of play?
I think ASU, they want to keep that aggressiveness. Like I was saying before, don't allow it to turn into silly penalties, but keep that aggressive play. I think on defense, they need to do a better job. There were a couple of plays there where Weber State was able to get behind the ASU defense. They have to focus on that. They can't watch the puck. They have to watch the opposing players, keep them in front of them at all times.
And then flipping it over, if you're Clay Hobbs, the Weber State head coach, what are you telling your team? Actually, you know what, Ethan? Let's go ahead and we'll send it over to our intermission crew to answer that one. We'll see you back in the second period of play.
funny. Here tonight for Arizona State against Weber State. I'm Chloe Rancha, joined by Jake Epley for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. Now, we're seeing Weber play a fast game out there. How do you think that's playing into their puck control?
Well, I think the Weber is definitely the faster team out there. I mean, they're kind of leaving Arizona State in the dust right now. We've seen a couple plays go into the offensive zone where they've pretty much blown by the ASU defense. But they're fast and they're quick, and they're getting into the offensive zone, but then they're not doing much with it.
Right.
They're making some sloppy passes. They need to clean that up within the second and third periods if they're looking to score some more in this game.
Now, moving towards their defense more, we've seen their goalie Lemon only freeze the puck once. He's rebound central, as you say.
Yep.
How do you think that's going to play out in the rest of the game?
Well, I think the rest of the game, Arizona State's going to be sending pucks right to him. Yeah, I heard a couple of the guys down on the bench. They were saying, let's send pucks to the net. He's not going to be able to freeze anything, and he hasn't made any big saves so far. So look for that a lot more in the second and third periods. They're just going to be sending anything, whether from the point or going down towards the net and crashing there.
For Arizona State, in their past seasons, we've seen them play much better in the late second period, more towards the third period, but they've really picking up. They scored 2 goals. What do you think they're doing differently from last season?
Well, some of those goals were off of power plays, and that's definitely an advantage. We can take advantage of those early power plays and the mistakes that Weber State was able to make. But I think the rest of the game, you're going to have to see the energy continue in the second and third period in this one, and hopefully they'll be able to do that like we've seen in years past. But it was definitely a strong start, and that's something you like to see, especially in the first game for the Sun Devils coming out here.
Do you think for the rest of this game, you mentioned energy, but what else do they need to do to get on the Weber State?
They need to be able to get it out of their offensive zone. Weber State was spending a lot of time in there, and they were playing some solid defense, but still, you never like to have the puck in your zone. When it's in the zone, things happen, mistakes happen, and that leads to goals.
Well, that's all the time we have tonight for our intermission report. We'll be back, though, after the second period and again after the third period. For the Walter Cronkite Sports Network, I'm Chloe Rancha, joined by Jake Epley.
I can't see his last name, so I keep forgetting it.
Yeah, he's good.
Hobbs is good. Hello and welcome back to ASU D2 Maroon Hockey. Matt Lively here with Ethan Gaines. Ethan, a 2-1 ASU lead as the second period's about to start. What are you looking forward to in this second period?
Yeah, we want to see both teams stay aggressive. Both teams need to work on their defensive play here, especially Arizona State. They've allowed way too many Weber State plays behind them, but at the same time, Weber State hasn't been able to capitalize when they've gotten behind the ASU defense, something they have to focus on here.
Yep, so capitalizing on those offensive opportunities. Jake Savona, who last year was the Sun Devils' leading goal scorer, hasn't been too active tonight in the goal category. He had 19 last season, but he has been all over the ice tonight, and he's doing a good job of breaking the puck up and trying to get some ASU opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. Jake Savona, great player, like you said, a veteran, a leader for this team. He's got to step up his play, though, if ASU is going to keep this lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting fact about Jake, he actually started playing hockey right in his own living room, so he's been playing for quite a while from Stamford, Connecticut. We'll look for him to get more into the action here in the second period of play. He's already out there for the Sun Devils. Seltenreich will go back in goal as expected. Tuber out there as well, along with Brumfield, and also looks like Mr. Wilkes is out there. Right from the face-off, Weber takes it. This one nudged around a little bit. Shot on goal will go way high, and that'll be a stoppage of play.
And that's immediate out of the face-off. Weber State already putting a shot on goal. That's the kind of aggressive offensive play that they're going to want.
Yeah, once again, we saw that a lot in the first period, and right as soon as play started here in the second. Savona tries to take this face-off for ASU. It'll bounce Weber's way. This one right in front of the crease. And it's going to be a goal for Weber, so very quick there. Weber ties this game. The puck kind of floated out in front of the crease and was tapped in.
Yeah, Weber State had a lot of men in the crease right there in the slot, putting traffic in front of the goalie. Seltenreich not able to see the puck. Puck slips right by him. Weber State coming out very aggressive. A super quick score here in the second period, and they've tied up the game.
Yeah, it looks like Savona had it, and then a couple seconds later, there were a whole bunch of men right in front of the net. And Weber was able to take that one. It was number 76, Hobbs, scoring the goal. And Hobbs, another Hobbs, actually got the assist there. Hobbs and Hobbs for the goal. This one moving around in the ASU defensive zone. Weber has this one. Tollett didn't try to make a play on it. A check there. Play up against the boards. Lee clearing this one out. Trying to get it into that neutral zone. ASU can't do it. Now a shot for Coleman. He'll try to pass it back, and another goal for Weber just like that. Seconds apart. Weber already back on the scoreboard. It was Pizarro that time.
And Weber State, their two really quick goals. They're able to slip in behind the ASU defense. ASU, they're getting caught watching the puck. They're not keeping their man in front of them, and Weber State is able to get easy shots on goal like that. ASU can't let that happen.
So very quickly, within a minute now, Weber has 2 goals. It was Pizarro. He scored the goal. Tollett had the assist. This one will be cleared out into the ASU offensive zone, but Weber has possession of the puck. Tollett has it again. And now it'll move their way. Bohan has it. This one deflected. Seltenreich will put his pad right on top, and we'll have a face-off coming up here. A little bit more talk from ASU and Weber. But boy, Ethan, not even a minute into the second period, and Weber has absolutely taken control of this game. Very aggressive. 2 goals.
2 quick scores here. That's what they weren't able to do in the first period, to capitalize when they got behind the ASU defense. And they've done it twice very quickly here. Very impressive. 2 goals right there by Weber State.
So ASU will try to rebound here and get a goal of their own. Play up against the boards. Try to shot, but there was traffic. And now moving down is ASU. A 2-on-2 opportunity. Shot on goal. He misses, but a good opportunity there for ASU. And now, by himself, a breakaway. And another goal for Weber State. Wow, I can't believe it. It's Quarenberg this time.
Weber State has come out so aggressive here. ASU on defense and in goal look a little bit shaken up. They need to recover. They need to calm down on defense. They can't allow easy goals like that. They're allowing one man to get by the entire defense. one-on-one against the goalie, that's going to be a tough save.
Yeah, then it was a shot on goal for ASU that deflected over to the boards. It was one pass, and Kornberg took it all the way up the ice himself. One-on-one, and again, Seltenreich's just obviously at a disadvantage there. And now a 4-2 game. ASU, this face-off will go back behind their net. Ooh, big hit. Weber player trip there. But again, back into the Weber offensive zone. Savona trying to move this puck around, trying to get it back. Sean Wilkes trying to help out now. Tuber against Searle. Savona has the puck again, right in front of the crease. Puck gets away from him. Savona playing very aggressively, trying to get this one back. Now it's Tuber, still in that ASU offensive zone. Savona has the puck. He'll take a shot and a goal! Jake Savona puts ASU on the board here in the second period.
Beautiful
nice goal by Savona.
There. Excellent stick play. The way he was able to deke it around the defense, and then he gets it top shelf. Wonderful goal there by Savona, showing why he was one of the leading scorers here for ASU last year.
Yeah, we just talked about it moments ago, and he blasted that one. Savona did a lot of the work there himself, getting it off of the boards, getting it back. So great job by Jake Savona to get ASU back on the board here in the second period. Makes this a 1-goal deficit. So now ASU has possession of the puck, back in their offensive zone. 17:35 left to play here in the second. A whole lot of action so far. We've seen plenty of goals, a whole lot of aggressive play, especially from Weber State. ASU kind of fuddling around with the puck, going back and forth, back and forth. They'll clear this one again. Still in their defensive zone, trying to move into the neutral territory, and they'll get it. Down there now. Borkulin trying to put some defense on ASU. It's picked up by number 18. Play up against the boards, right in front of the crease there. Oh, and a shot went there. Thibaut couldn't get it with his hand. Coleman looking for help, a shot. And it was Jinrich that time, but he wasn't able to get it low enough. Goes over the net. Jinrich still has control of the puck, right behind ASU's net. Moving this one around, looking for an opportunity. Coleman stumbled with that one. The puck is loose, and Seltenreich had to kind of open up there as it was deflected off an ASU stick, heading for the goal. This one's still in the defensive zone, but now finally into the neutral territory. Moving up the ice, clears it up against the boards. Lee has checked into the game here for ASU, a line change. Once again, Weber has it. A checkup on Lee right against his own bench. That one came from Kosman. Looking for the puck. A little shot there. That was from Asa, but Weber still has control of the puck. Moving up. Kornberg trying to go for a one-on-one. There were two ASU players behind him, but it was just him and Lee separating him from Seltenreich. Puck still up against behind the net. A lot of chippiness. And a whole lot of words being exchanged.
Yeah.
Seltenreich getting bumped.
And you can hear it even from the benches here on both sides. Guys yelling out onto the ice. Both teams getting very chippy here. A lot of scuffling in front of the net.
Absolutely. ASU's bench was very upset.
Yeah, a lot of choice words for Weber State on that play by ASU's bench.
So the aggressive play stays how we thought it would. Coach Green very upset that his goalie was getting pushed around, yelling at the refs now. Looks like ASU is kind of switching around their face-off. Mike Cullen will be in there. Deflected right to Weber State, into Weber. A small hit up against the boards. And that puck, again, kind of loose. Lee trying to work for it. Weber has an opportunity here, but a nice little steal there. Into the neutral zone. Weber has it for the time being. And now a nice little move by Weber, a slide on the ice to try to break it up, but he gets around him. Pushing up against the boards now. Lee looking to get this one. Gives a bump to Bauman. Not a whole lot of force in that one, and Weber will hold on to the puck for now, trying to move it up across. It's Weber making a nice deke. This one back up against the boards where that puck's been most of tonight. Looking for something to happen from either team in the neutral territory right now. A whole lot of action up against that mid-board from far. Finally into ASU's offensive zone. Savona coming in. He was real aggressive there. They were able to get it out of there. Puck is in the neutral zone. A race for it. ASU has it again. Farr looking to make something happen. Savona, he'll put a big check on there. And that puck still floating around. Tuber helping out with it. Oh, a nice shot by Jake Savona as he was falling down. He still got a lot of force onto it, but it was covered up by Weber State's goalie.
And Savona here, he's been all over the ice. He's trying to take the game into his own hands, score some goals for ASU.
Yeah, that's
really
what we were looking to see.
But he's got to remember to include his teammates there on those offensive plays.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing a lot of work down there by himself, but still very aggressive, what we wanted to see from him moving into the second period. Speaking of Jake Savona, he's got the puck now. Moving along the boards. Helping him out as far, now coming to the rescue. And this one's going to go Weber State's way. Brumfield lost control of it. Tole moving up. And whew, basically a tackle there by Sean Wilkes and a little bit of pushing.
After every play, we're seeing it from both teams, a little bit of pushing and shoving,
and
talking to each other.
Maybe rightfully so there for Weber State. Sean Wilkes basically tackled him on that play. He'll head to the penalty box.
Yeah. Silly penalty there by Wilkes. Can't let your emotions get the better of you in a game like this. You're down by one. It's one thing to be aggressive. It's another thing to have silly penalties like that.
So Sean Wilkes hits the penalty box. It'll be 2 minutes. Official call was holding, and he definitely held him there. Jenrick has the puck, moving it to Weber. Weber moving it. McPhee had it. Jenrick will have to get this one back. It's a 2-minute power play for Weber, which we are about 20 seconds into now. Jenrick has it at the top. And this one will be cleared by Arizona State. A nice job there. In the neutral territory. Jenrick just collecting it behind his own net. McPhee now has it, moving up into the offensive zone. By the face-off mark, Jenrick has it again, moving it back to the blue line by Weber. He'll fake the shot there, shot on goal. A pad deflection, and ASU is able to clear this one. Just under a minute to play now for this power play. A quick line change for ASU. And Jenrick once again taking it back up. And now McPhee has a shot. Wasn't able to get it. Good traffic there by ASU. Knocked that one around, and it goes back. Not a full clear, but the goalie will have to help out. And that Weber State player kind of looked lackadaisical there, and it moves back into the offensive zone of ASU. Just under 30 to play now in this power play.
It's possible seeing a little bit of fatigue there from the Weber State players because they've been so aggressive so far this game, trying to slow it down a little bit, get themselves under control.
It did look like that. He kind of just didn't even see the puck coming. Hobbs has it from the point. Not able to do anything with it, and it's cleared again by ASU. Good job of clearing this puck here in the power play time. 3, 2, 1. Power play over. A good defensive unit there by ASU. It was Sean Wilkes, but now a little 2-on-2 action moving up. Seltenreich is out of the goal. And a great job by the ASU defense to just kind of clear that one out of there. Seltenreich tried to make a save and slid out of his own goal.
Weber State there, though. They've looked like the faster team the whole game. They keep getting behind ASU's defense. They keep getting easy shots like that. ASU lucky there that Weber State wasn't able to convert.
And now Weber State has pulled their goalie. An interesting strategy there. As soon as Weber State got it into their offensive zone, they pulled their goalie. Weston Mahon, and they try to get him in, but as soon as that happened, stoppage of play. But definitely an interesting tactic there. You don't really see that until the end of the period.
Yeah, worked out in Weber State's favor there. Maybe they felt like being up 1 goal, they would risk it. Kind of an interesting call, like you said. Not sure what Coach Hobbs was planning there.
Well, Marcus Velasco has been called on a penalty here. It's a minor for 2 minutes. So right out of that power play, Weber will have another power play attempt. It was roughing for Marcus Velasco. So we'll see if that defensive unit can keep up what it just did. Jake Savona was on the faceoff. It goes Weber's way. Shot right on goal. Pad save, deflects. Maffei has it back behind his own net now. ASU looking to clear this puck. Jenrick has it at the blue line. Moves it to Bohan. Bohan has it. Jake Savona looking for a steal. And he's able to clear this one now. Moving up. It's a one-on-one. But it was cleared out of there by Weber. It was Nate Keevan trying to get a hold of that one. Savona back on the offensive side with Keevan. McPhee now has it for Weber, moving into their offensive zone. And a hand save there by number 2 for ASU. Jake Savona still has that puck, circling around with it, trying to get some time off of the clock in the power play. 1:14 left here to play in the power play. 10:23 left in the period. This is not where Weber State wants the puck right now during this power play attempt. Been in their defensive zone most of the time, but finally they'll move this one up. Jenrick has a shot here. Not a whole lot of ASU guys down there. One-timer attempt, but it was blocked away, and a good job, and now it's cleared again. Mahon's going to have to take control of this one. He passes it out. Cosman enters the rink. Hobbs now assisting, number 76 for Weber State. Play up against the boards. 35 seconds left here in the power play attempt. And this one is just right behind the ASU net. It's Lee getting his stick in there a whole lot, trying to move this one out. ASU again doing a very nice job. It was Brett Vaughn there that was...
Yeah, ASU able to defend against the power play well, even though they're a man down. Another 22 seconds on the power play. They got to make sure that Weber State isn't able to increase their lead here. And then ASU, they have to put together some better plays on offense. They're not really able to get past the Weber State defenders. They need to make more aggressive plays here.
Absolutely, and it's ASU making a quick line change. Lee, who has been very aggressive so far, comes out of the game. 18 seconds left in the power play. Tollett trying to make something happen. Down by the faceoff zone. Behind the net, by the crease, shot on goal. Seltenreich trying to cover this one up, won't be able to. And now all the way back into the neutral zone. Hobbs will take it there for Weber. And the power play is over. So again, another defensive unit power play stop for ASU. Play up against the boards, getting chippy. Looking for that puck. He pushed Coleman right into the puck, actually. And ASU will clear this one.
And you see here over and over,
and
ASU
an icing call.
Able to clear, but then Weber State coming right back with the puck, keeping it in their offensive zone. ASU needs to have better possession in their own offensive zone. You see Jake Savona, he's been kind of playing hero hockey a little bit, trying to do a lot by himself. Let's see if he can try to include his teammates here as well, get some easier chances for him.
Yeah, and Jake Savona has been all over the ice tonight. Has been a big part of this second period resurgence. This puck went into the neutral zone. It's now behind Bauman. That doesn't see it. He will see it now. Fight for the puck. 2-on-2 for ASU trying to get this puck in. Again, Jake Savona led the attack there to get that puck out. Savona picking this one back up. Moving across the blue line. A nice little fake there. Takes a shot. Malvon blocked it. Back out to Tuber. Tuber looking for some help. Savona has it once again. Oh, he put it right in front of the crease there for Tuber, but it got by him. Savona looking for a little assist there. Weber's trying to give him some trouble up against the boards. They both tripped. That puck was loose. McPhee trying to take control of it. Tuber giving him troubles. This one back. Savona has control of it. Puts it behind his net. 7:55 here left to play. ASU has it back. Tuber looking to grab a hold of this one. Matt Brumfield in there a lot, getting a lot of touches here on that puck. Sean Wilkes out there as well. Savona has it again. He fell right into the board with that one. Looks a little shaken up. A big hit on Brumfield, but he's able to get it out of there. Weber has this one. It's been the ASU offensive zone this entire time by the goal line, but finally Weber able to move it up. They'll clear this one out. And a line change for Weber very quickly as it's in their defensive zone. Or sorry, offensive zone. Behind the net of ASU. Moving this one up is Wilkes. Wilkes trying to pass it out there. And now this one will go right to Malvon, who will let Weber pick it right back up. Looking to make something happen here. There's 6:49 left to play. It's a 4-3 game. Behind the net of Weber. Still up against those boards. Into the neutral territory. Coleman was able to block that one with his stick, and Jinrick passed it right back out to him. Jinrick back to Coleman. Bizarro down there in the crease. He has a goal tonight. Watch out for him. Back into the neutral, and Weber's going to have to chase this one down. A race for the puck. Borklin will end up picking it up. Getting it out of there for Weber, but now picked right back up by Duarte. A nice hit there. Behind the boards, Jinrick going to pick this one up. And it's moving Weber's way. Coleman has it. Coleman looking for some help. It's him all by himself down there with a whole lot of ASU guys. He's pinned up against the boards. 2 ASU men there to try to get that puck. And now moving with it is ASU. Not able to do anything there as it goes back into the territory of Weber's offensive zone. By the goal line, up against the boards, another big hit. Losing his stick now is number 12. Looking to make anything happen. That puck is just loose out there right now. And Anderson trying to do something with it.
Weber State, they have to communicate better.
Shot on goal, and Seltenreich throws a punch at McPhee. Oh, and it's getting chippy right in front of the goal. Seltenreich made a save, and then they tried to slash him back, and Seltenreich threw a straight punch at McPhee.
Wow, Seltenreich, he can't let his emotions get the better of him like that. He's got to be smarter than that as the goalie for this team.
So McPhee will be called for slashing. It's going to be an ASU power play opportunity. So very interesting. Seltenreich fighting back. And coming off the ice was Blake Duarte holding his arm. He was the one that lost the stick. Checking to make sure that he is okay.
That's another silly penalty there, getting slashing on that play for Weber State, putting themselves at a disadvantage, giving ASU the power play opportunity.
So Seltenreich was called there. Or it wasn't Seltenreich, it was Duarte, so it'll be a 4-on-4 here. No power play for ASU. Blake Duarte is in that penalty box for ASU. Lee trying to move it up now here. A 4-on-4 action here. There's 4:45 left to play in the second period. A 4-3 Weber State lead. Lee gets checked up against the boards. Weber trying to move it up, wasn't able to get a hold of that one. And now, Seltenreich coming out of goal. The puck was in the ASU zone. Weber had it, and they pulled their goalie. Very interesting to see there once again, Ethan.
Interesting. They're kind of similar to what Weber State was trying to pull earlier in the period. ASU pulling their goalie late. Wonder what Coach Green was thinking there, his strategy.
So Weber State definitely having some words here for the refs. Oh, and it's going to be a penalty against Weber. Ethan Hobbs is going to hit the penalty box. So very interesting. It's going to be a 4-on-3 power play here. There's 1:18 left to play in that first power play. That'll make it a 5-4, but 2 minutes there for Hobbs. It's going to get interesting here. We'll see if ASU can capitalize. Farr is back out there for ASU. Weber has control of it right now. Playing with a lot of aggressive is the other Hobbs for Weber State. He gives it off to Tollett, but broke it up. And this one's still controlled by Weber.
And Weber
boy,
State
when
playing
Hobbs is
a man down with only 3 guys, they have to stay aggressive here, try to keep it in their offensive zone.
Yeah, there's a lot of open ice, and Hobbs looked like he was on a mission from God there. He was really picking up speed as he moved down. Now Tollett with a nice check. They're going to try to get it out. It's Hobbs. It's a one-on-one. Down into the Weber State offensive zone. Seltenreich made a save right into the chest, but he lets this one fall.
A nice
ASU
shot there.
will have a
Those
chance.
are the kind of shots that they want to take when they're down 4 men to 3.
So again, a very nice shot by Weber State. 27 seconds left to play in that first power play. Lee, Farr, and now it looks like Tuber are still out there. Play is up against the board. Someone has lost their stick. Thiebout on the blue line, and finally they'll call a stoppage of play here. Savona is now coming back out onto the ice.
Let's see if he can make something happen here for Arizona State. They've looked a little bit flustered. Both teams letting their emotions get the best of them. Maybe Savona can now calm his team down, take advantage of being up 1 man for the next 10 seconds.
They certainly are. Farr and Tuber will come out. Savona coming in. Lee will look to get this one. Thiebout picks this one up in his own defensive zone. And that first power play in, so there's 39 seconds left on the second power play. Savona has the puck right now, putting their most lethal weapon in there to try to get a goal before that one expires. 30 seconds left. This one, a lot of traffic now. Jinrick will have it. He's all by himself with 3 ASU men to beat.
And you saw in that
And
play
oh, boy.
Weber State able to anticipate the pass, get an easy steal. ASU can't allow them to do that on offense.
Cosman had that one. It'll be bounced off of Seltenreich's leg. Savona trying to move it up, passes it back out. That one goes straight to his man, Anderson. A big check against the boards there. Anderson still has the puck. Savona had a shot there for a one-timer right at the crease. A nice save there by Mahon. And the second power play will end. ASU not able to capitalize. A big hit up there against the boards.
But that was a nice shot on goal there by Savona. Just couldn't get it in. He was, like you said, right in front of the crease, made it his way into the slot. Good shot there, just couldn't convert.
So still, the aggressive play keeps up here for both teams. And we've seen a lot of that so far, Ethan. And with 2:18 here left to play, we'll see if someone can get a goal real quick. Matthew Davis was in there for the faceoff. A big hit and a loss of a helmet there. He was hit from behind, and then another player came and looked like he got accidental contact, but a big collision.
Just showing once again
Looks
how
like
physical
Kornberg.
both teams are being here. You have a player, helmet knocked off, stick goes flying. Huge hit there by ASU.
That was a real big hit on Kornberg, who scored a goal tonight. He's shaken up, loses his helmet and everything, gets put back together here. 2:13 left to play. So as I asked if aggressive play would keep up, it spoke for itself.
Yeah, definitely. ASU coming out super aggressive. I think they were a little upset, too, on how Weber State was treating Seltenreich there in goal. Hopefully there's no more retribution.
Face-off will occur. That puck bounced around. It's in the Weber State offensive zone on the boards. Clearing it out was Brumfield. And now we'll have a stoppage. Gosman looking around for something from Weber State. Exactly 2 minutes left to play. A line change here for ASU. It was a Weber State penalty. So exactly 2 minutes left to play here in the period. 2 minutes on the power play. This one's going to come right down as time expires in the second period. ASU has a power play opportunity to try to tie this one up. Weber State will take control to begin this power play. A lot of aggressive play, though. Stealing the puck is Lee now. And this one, Weber State has it, but it's hit down to the ice, and another stoppage of play. There could be a delayed penalty.
And both teams, lots of penalties here in the second period. Both teams being a little bit sloppy with their play. They're both being a little bit over-aggressive. There's a lot of emotion on both sides. Weber State giving up the power play here. Let's see what the call is.
That's going to be a mistake for ASU, as Thad Assa will go into the penalty box. So they ruin that power play opportunity. It was tripping the official call, so ASU goes into the penalty box. ASU and Weber State will go at a 4-4 here. ASU ruined that power play opportunity when they had the advantage. Lee giving them a whole lot of physical play up there. A shot on goal by Weber, but a good save by Seltenreich, and it flutters back behind the net. Kevin gets pushed to the ground there in a big-time fashion. Play up against the boards once again. Lee holding on there. Going down to the ground, but keeping with the puck. For a smaller guy, Lee has really been chippy all night and is doing a good job defensively. Weber looking for something to happen. They pass it out to 76 at the blue line. This one won't happen. Tole will pick it up in the neutral zone. 48 seconds left to play. 46 seconds on that Weber State penalty. So they will have a quick advantage here before the second period ends. And now this one's checked up against the boards. Puck will be picked up. McPhee's at the blue line and now has the puck. McPhee takes control again. Looking for something. Takes a shot on goal and it deflects off the pads of Seltenreich. Hits off the back of the net. That looked like it was from Weber. Another shot hits right off of Lee, and this one will be cleared all the way down into the ASU offensive zone. Line change here for ASU, and that will end the period.
And in that period, both teams, lots of penalties. Weber State coming out extremely aggressive with those quick scores. ASU adds another score to their total, but they're going to have to settle down on defense. They can't let Weber State control the offensive play like they've been to in the second period.
Yeah, absolutely, Ethan. Hobbs had a goal, Pizarro had a goal, and Kornberg had a goal to start that second period, and then Jake Savona was able to make it a one-goal deficit. Jake Savona really picked up his play here in the second period, which was great to see from ASU, and they need to keep that play up going in the third. Once again, what are the keys to the game, and what are you doing if you're Tate Green heading into that locker room telling ASU?
Yeah, I think Jake Savona for Arizona State, he's been very aggressive. As we've said before, been all over the ice. He needs to keep making plays for Arizona State. They need to communicate better on offense. They've had some sloppy passes in their offensive zone. If they can focus on that, they're going to be able to get back in this game.
Well, absolutely, and it's in a 4-3 Weber State lead heading into the third period. We'll have you stay right here as the intermission report will come up, and we'll see you back in the third.
Welcome back to our second intermission report of the night here at Oceanside Arena. I'm Chloe Rancha, joined by Jake Epley for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. Now, in this last period, Weber had an insane start. They scored 3 goals in under 2 minutes. How did they do that?
Well, it was their speed. Again, like we said in the first intermission, they're a way faster team than ASU, and they definitely used that to their advantage coming out strong. I think the intermission gave them some fresh legs, and then coming out, they used that to their advantage by coming out very strong and being able to score those early goals, which put ASU in quite the hole to begin with.
The game's also getting more and more aggressive. We're seeing a lot of penalties. ASU had a 4-3 on 1 point. How do you think, is that helping? Is that hurting the game?
Well, it could definitely help if they actually took advantage of it. Like you said, they had a 4-on-3, and they didn't get many goals. They didn't get many shots to the net, rather.
Right.
And we weren't able to take advantage of those, and you have to, especially in a chippy game and an aggressive game like this. If the other team's going to give you penalties, you have to make them pay for it. Otherwise, the game's just going to get more aggressive, and that's just how it's going to be in the end with no goals being scored.
Right. Now, going into the third period, Weber's in the advantage. They're 4-3. They'll go in with a power play. How do you think this last period is going to play out, and what does ASU need to do different to? Well,
ASU definitely has to watch for that speed coming out of the locker room in the second intermission now, just like we saw in the first. So they have to be on the lookout for that. They definitely have to keep it out of their zone more, like we said in the first period as well. They're playing some great defense, but they don't have to. If the puck isn't in your zone, you don't have to play defense. I think also when they're on defense, it's wearing them down. I'm starting to see some tired legs out there, definitely. That might be leading to some of the penalties just because they're tired and they're just trying to go for the puck and they're just missing and such. So I think definitely look for that. You have to watch out, make sure you get some fresh guys on the ice who know what they're doing and are able to make some defensive plays out there.
Well, we'll be back here for our last report after the third period. Again, I'm Chloe Rancha, joined by Jake Epley for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network.
Welcome back into Sun Devil hockey. Ethan, get ready to drop your gloves. It's a chippy one tonight.
Exactly right. I feel like we need to jump onto the ice, get into the middle of the action here. Both teams extremely chippy with each other. We had Seltenreich, the goalie, getting into it with some Weber State players. Be interesting to see how the teams come out in this period. A lot of penalties in the second period, bad penalties. Both teams need to focus on that. They need to calm themselves down in this third period.
Yeah, it's definitely not often for you to see a goalie deliver a punch to the middle of the stomach of an opposing player, but that's what Seltenreich did, and it's definitely been cheapy and aggressive so far, but Weber State has definitely been the bigger and the faster team so far. They have that 1-goal advantage. What does ASU absolutely have to do in this period to take a win?
Yeah, they just like you said, Weber State, they've been the bigger, faster team. ASU, they can't let Weber State get by them on so many plays. Weber State on offense has just been able to blow by ASU so many times. The ASU defenders need to keep their men in front of them. They can't allow them to get easy shots on goal. That's what allowed Weber State to get those quick 3 goals at the beginning of the period. ASU also got to focus on not letting Weber State come out extremely quickly here at the beginning of the period.
Well, play will get under wraps now. Back on the ice, ASU has the puck. Moving across those boards, Hobbs has it. Clears it back behind the ASU net. Lee trying to get in there and get something on it. Lee, again, a smaller guy, but has been very good tonight defensively, trying to do as much as he can. Ethan, I have to comment on the ice. The Zamboni driver just did a great job.
Yeah, you know, he's been excellent in between periods here. He's somebody you got to watch out for. The Zamboni driver, maybe the real MVP of this game.
Maybe the MVP of tonight's game. The ice does look good. ASU still in their defensive zone, trying to move this one out. Weber's definitely controlled the puck for this first minute of play. Right up against those boards. Once again, it was Wilkes trying to get it, and a shot on goal. Snowball, as his jersey indicates, try to get that one, and this one! Oh, man. Off the bars.
And that's about as close as you can get to a goal right there. A wonderful shot just right off of the post. A great shot, though, still for Weber State.
Looked like a goal, sounded like a goal, was not a goal. Jinrick will get his stick on this now. Right in front of that crease there. ASU better cover that one up. Seltenreich can't reach for it. And definitely frustration for ASU right now. It's been in their defensive zone almost this entire beginning of the third period. Wilkes trying to do something with the puck now. Lee trying to help out. Weber still has control of this puck. Cosman even getting in there to give Lee a little bump. And now Tole takes a shot wide of the net. Wilkes trying to clear this one out. And finally they clear it. A little breakaway here. ASU has a shot, but a weak attempt there. It was Mike Cullen. He wasn't able to do anything with it. A good opportunity.
Yeah, Cullen able to get behind the Weber State defense. Got caught up a little bit there. Weak shot on goal. Didn't really have much of a chance of scoring.
Definitely a shame there, but a good job nonetheless to create the opportunity. That's what ASU needs to do. Savona now taking the face-off, gets it to Farr. Savona and Farr have worked well as a duo tonight. Tuber also in there. It seems to be that dynamic 3. And, of course, Thiebow at the blue line. It was Brumfield putting that one on goal. Thiebow looking to do something with it. Weber, it was Coleman getting a stick on that one. Farr now has it, crossing the blue line into the offensive zone of ASU. He leaves that one behind him as the stick got in front of it there. Weber has it, trying to get it to Jinrick. Thiebow to Savona, off Savona. Farr has it. Weber has possession. Savona looking to try to get it back for ASU. It's not Savona, but it was Duarte. And a line change occurring here. Vaughn has this one. Vaughn gives it back out to Duarte. A nice steal by Quarenberg for Weber State. Oh, he takes a big spill, but nothing called there. Bohin trying to do it. Savona putting him up against the board. Savona has this puck. Searle hits off of his skate. Asa couldn't do anything with it. Bjerkeland moving up, takes a shot, but right into the padding of Seltenreich and pushing right back in the crease. Oh boy, Duarte getting into it with Weber State.
Another scuffle there. Nice save, though, by Seltenreich, not letting the puck get by him. Nice shot, though, went right into his chest. Good save by Seltenreich.
Ethan, are we going to see a fight before tonight ends?
It's possible, you know, here with fights in collegiate hockey, carries a pretty hefty suspension. Hopefully the teams can both control themselves and we don't see any real fighting here.
Absolutely. Nate Keevan took the face-off for ASU. Up against the boards now. Keevan has it back. It's checked by Cosmos. Now this puck will roll around. A stick goes flying. It's that of Asa, but ASU moving along. Oh, a shot. Didn't go on goal, though. It was taken by Velasco, who does have a goal tonight. Francis Hughes has the puck, clears it around. Wilkes couldn't get his stick on this one. And now moving it along is ASU. Across the blue line, shot on goal. Taken in by Malvon. And more words from ASU to Weber State.
You know, and with that shot there, he's looking to get on the far pad, give his teammates a rebound. Just shot it a little bit too high, made it an easy save for the goalkeeper.
Wilkes will come out of the game for ASU. Brumfield is coming in, along with Thiebow. Face off here. This one goes right up against the boards. It's taken out. It was scooped up by Bowden. A shot on goal didn't last. And now up back against the boards. Weber State has this and moving up into the zone through the neutral zone. Into the offensive. Oh man, a shot there. And Seltenreich had to leave part of the goal open, but nothing happened. And now an opportunity for ASU. Back behind the net. Godfrey had it. Looking to make something happen here. Oh, it was a shot. Thiebow can make something happen here, and it just goes a couple inches wide of the net. Godfrey gives back to Thiebow. Thiebow trying to get it into the crease. Another shot. A lot of traffic that Weber State's creating here. Thiebow doing a very nice job, though, being aggressive here. Savona checks into the game now. Savona being very aggressive, takes a shot, but Weber got his stick on that one. Checks Savona into the boards now. And it'll be moved back up the ice by Weber State. They lose control of it. Lee passes it out. Lee was trying to get it to Vaughn, who lost control of that one. Vaughn coming behind the net, avoids a check, and now moving up the ice. A check up. Not much happened there. Savona trying to make something happen now. Moving up is Weber. Pizarro has it. Has a goal tonight. Vaughn looked on as he shot it, but Seltenreich hit off his leg pads. Back behind the net. And Kornberg came right off the bench calling for the puck. Tried to get one right in front of there. Delivers a nice check.
A nice play there, trying to come in off the bench. Surprise the defense, get an easy shot. Just didn't quite work out for him.
Didn't work out. Scott Farr getting involved in the action now.
Got a stick almost hitting the goalie there.
Man, that was a good little effort by Mason Tuber there. He was falling down and was able to take a shot, but he rolls right up onto the boards. Savona now coming out of the game for ASU.
You know, and both teams here playing solid defense. Neither team really giving up any easy shots so far. We'll see who's going to give in first, who's going to get tired and allow an easy goal.
Tuber, Farr, and Savona all coming out of the game for ASU. They have been very good when they play together tonight. Weber State playing fast and aggressive, getting right down to the other end of the ice. It was Cosman that time. A big check up against the boards by Francis Hughes. Still in the ASU offensive zone. And a whole lot of pushing and shoving right down there. Now going in the ASU zone. Sean Wilkes has it, takes a shot. And a goal for ASU! And a lot of chippiness right after. Boy, oh boy, don't get too excited, ASU. Celebrate the goal.
ASU getting the shot in right after the rebound, bounces off the goalkeeper, gives them an easy shot. Like you said, a little bit of pushing after the play. Both teams really aggressive here.
So ASU is able to tie this one up.
And you can hear it from the ASU bench, really pumped up about that goal. Let's see if they can take that momentum and take the lead.
A 4-4 game now with 13-19 left to play here in the final period of play. The goal was scored by number 16, Tyler Harkis. And now back in front of the crease, ASU being aggressive, but Weber State's able to move this one up. They pass the blue line, takes a shot on goal. Seltenreich jerked his head back. That one got Seltenreich pretty well. They're going to check on him. I might have gotten him right under the neck or in the upper chest area. And Brumfield is calling for someone from the ASU bench to come out and check on Seltenreich. That was a powerful strike there delivered by Weber State. And Seltenreich took all of that one. It looks like he'll try to stay in this game. The backup goalie for ASU, they have two options from either Robert Labonte or their goalie from last year, who was Matt Inglis, but Seltenreich will stay in the game. He took a shot there, tough play. 12:58 left to play in the third. And a face-off take, and it rolled around, and ASU was able to grab a hold of it, but they lose control now. Weber State moving it back up the ice. Hobbs has it. Hobbs looking for help. Gives it to Snowball. Snowball can't do anything with it. Brumfield putting him up against the boards. Nate Keevan now has that one. Marcus Velasco also trying to get into the action here. Velasco looking for this puck, and it gets away from him. Weber has possession. Chippy play continues up against the boards. A shot for Pizarro. He misses wide. It goes back behind the net up against the boards. Was able to rebound his own shot. ASU now has it. Moving along for them. They'll try to make something happen here. Nate Keevan was the one taking that one up. Tuber now down there to help him out. They've also got Scott Farr down there to help him. ASU bench calling out some strategies for their players on the ice. And Scott Farr had it, but it gets away from him. Tuber trying to make something happen. A big check on Tuber. Tuber checks Weber back, and now Tuber is getting into it. And ASU bench is very upset. Coming in at the last minute was a Weber State player. He'll direct himself right to the penalty box. It was Coleman. It looked like Tuber put a shot on a Weber State player, and then Coleman came out of nowhere and delivered a blow himself.
Yeah, and you know what? It looks a little bit shaken up there. Once again, players letting their emotions get the best of them. You can't do that. You're putting your team at a huge disadvantage here during a tied game.
So it looks like Tuber will also head to the penalty box. It's going to be called roughing on both players. Mason Tuber obviously very upset in the ASU bench. The ASU bench is giving a whole lot of words to the refs here. It looks like Mason Tuber was upset, saying that he was speared there on the end of the play. So it's going to be another 4-on-4. We've seen a couple of these tonight. 2 minutes for both of them. .11:33 remaining here in this final period of play. Moving up is Weber State. Cosman has it. Cosman loses it. Wilkes getting him out of there. Big push. Weber has it, clears it. Lee picking it up against the boards. Thiebow trying to help him out. Lee, Thiebow, and Wilkes leading the charge right here for ASU. In support is Mike Cullen. And boy, Lee has been playing so tough all night, sliding that time to try to get the puck back to one of his players. Jenrick has the puck. He'll stop and wait. This one hits right off of Lee. It's Cullen picking this one back up. It's a 1-versus-2 now. Cullen can't do anything with the puck. It's right off the skate of a Weber State player. And now that puck just lofting around. Weber State finally picks it up. Berkeland was able to get that one out. Oh, and Berkeland took a big hit. Hit part of the net there, it looked like. He went flying.
Looks like he might have flopped a little bit on that one.
You
A
think
little
was
bit too far to believe for me.
Was there some soccer playing there? A little bit of acting?
I think so, maybe a little bit.
So this one goes up against the boards. A 4-on-4 is what we have right now. 30 seconds left to play in that before it'll go back to a 5-on-5. A shot at the blue line, nothing happens, and more extracurricular activity after the whistle blows, but nothing will occur from it. Another line change coming from ASU.
And you see that there, like you said, after every play it seems like players from both teams are getting into it, and it's causing silly penalties for both teams. You have both teams in the penalty down 4 against 4. Let's see which team is going to be able to calm down and take advantage here in the last period. Absolutely.
It's Duarte, Davis, Velasco, and Vaughn coming on for ASU. There are 15 seconds left to play for the 4-on-4. And now into the neutral zone. Weber State moving it up. Weber has the puck, loses it, slides down to the ice. 7 seconds left to play. Oh, a big hit by Weber on Vaughn. Vaughn gets right back up. And now full strength. Tuber comes right off the bench along with Coleman to help their teams out. It's in the ASU offensive zone right now. Tuber plays behind the net. And there will be a stoppage of play.
Vaughn really showed some toughness there. Took a huge hit, got up immediately, got back into the play.
So they're going to have that dynamic 3 back out there as it's going to be Farr, Savona, Tuber. Vaughn stays in the game along with the help of Duarte. Those are the 3 most common lines that we've seen out there. It's consisted of those 3, and they've been doing a good job tonight. Vaughn playing defense here, 1-on-1. They both go down. Great job by Vaughn. And now Savona moving up. It's a 2-on-1 with him and Farr. Savona tries to get it to Farr, and Farr can't get it. This one will move back the other way. Seltenreich coming out of the goal to pass this one to Vaughn. A great job by Savona, though, to try to create an opportunity. If Savona passes it back off to Farr, looking for maybe Tuber, but it goes to Savona. Instead, Savona takes a shot off the crossbar at the top. A great job by Savona. Tuber now has it, looking for help. Down there in the corner against the boards with Savona getting checked, and Weber State will move it up. A 1-on-2 as Coleman tries to get past the ASU defenders, now getting back to full strength, and it goes back behind the nets. Duarte chases the puck, but it'll be Pizarro that gets there first. Moving back up is ASU with the puck. And now, looking to make a shot on goal, but nothing will happen from it. Checking down there. Wilkes tries to pick this one up. Wilkes passes it back. Bowden had it. Bowden checked it out. Lee trying to pick it up before Jenrick gets to it. Lee will have it. Going back behind his own net. And he's a little bit speedier than Jenrick, so watch out. Lee will be met with competition, but passes it back out ultimately to Godfrey. Godfrey looking for something, takes a shot. Nothing happens there. Weber State didn't have the puck, but ASU went right past it. Wilkes trying to get that one, hits off of his stick. Lee still has the puck. I've called Lee's name a whole lot tonight. I've liked him so far as he's been being very tough. Weber State has it. Passing the blue line into neutral. Be passed out here. Being distributed all around the ice. There's 7:16 left to play here in this third period with a tie game at 4. Both teams very aggressive tonight. Weber moving into their offensive zone, looking to make something happen here up against the boards. Weber passing it out, goes right to an ASU defender. And here we go. Right there in the ASU offensive zone. Anderson had it for a little while. Anderson to Thiebow now. Thiebow looking to make something happen. Nothing will come from it. Brumfield also on the ice. And Savona will be checked back in. Savona gets down there but can't make anything happen of it. But he puts a big check on there. So Savona comes right in, playing aggressively.
Neither team really getting any great shots here. I think both of them need to work on communicating a little bit better, set up some easy chances for themselves here.
Francis Hughes, defensive, is coming onto the ice. That big three again, and Savona, Tuber, and Farah on the ice right now with help from Duarte. It's Savona who has it now, looking to get it to one of his men, and it's Duarte that takes a shot just wide of the goal. Savona looks to track it down. It'll be Duarte that gets to it first, hits off of his stick, and now an opportunity for Weber moving down. A two-on wave by McPhee. McPhee passes it out. A shot on goal, but it wasn't even close. Farr and Duarte giving Weber State some trouble defensively. McPhee looking to try to get that one, but it'll be cleared. Weber's going to have to chase it down for Weber State. Skating fast is Marcus Velasco down there now to help out his team, with Godfrey checking back into the game. He'll be joined by Nate Keevan as well. Duarte and Francis Hughes will stay out there. So that big three is back on the bench now. We have 5:25 left to play here in the final period of play. A check there as Velasco can't hold on to the puck in the ASU offensive zone. Weber State moving up there in the neutral zone once again. It'll go right over Duarte's head. Francis Hughes will track it down after Selton Wright gives him an assist. He passes it back out to Duarte. That puck is controlled by ASU currently. Godfrey takes a big hit up against the boards, and it'll be taken back over by Weber. And Jenrick had a good shot to get Coleman involved. Coleman checks as Duarte back behind ASU's net. Ethan, not a lot of consistency here so far with the puck.
No, both teams not able to really keep good control here. It's going back and forth on the ice, switching between zones. I think Weber State and ASU, they need to make better passes. They've been really sloppy here. They're letting themselves get a little bit too aggressive. They're taking risks that aren't working out.
All right, that one was in front of the crease, but they couldn't get an opportunity. Wilkes is out there trying to get something on the puck, but it's going to get away from him. Lee is back there for ASU as Jenrick was coming on hot trying to make something happen. Jenrick still has it. Wilkes trying to get it out of there. Out in front of the crease. ASU has the puck, or do they? Jenrick trying to get in to help. A check up against the boards. It was Mike Cullen falling down that time. Wilkes has the puck, getting it out. ASU tries to chase this one down. Anderson is the one trying to help out. Lee will take the puck. He's got to defend against two Weber State players wanting that puck as well. And the puck is at a standstill. And now Hobbs has the puck for Weber. Passes it back out. Snowball will try to get control of it. Passed out. Wilkes has it. Wilkes looking for help from Farr. Farr has the puck now. A line change from Weber State. Maybe not at the best time. Takes a shot. That one will hit up against the net. A stoppage of play once again.
Yeah, and a bit of a risky move right there by Weber State, doing the line change while the puck was in their defensive zone. Ended up working out for them, though. They come away not giving up any goal there.
All right, 3:17 here left to play in the third period. It's a 4-4 game. It can't get more exciting than this. Savona comes to the faceoff. Passes it out. Oh, man. Went right to Mohan. Savona getting checked up against the ice. Tuber will try to get this one. A couple of hits being exchanged here. That puck in front of the crease. Thiebau's out there as well to help him, along with Brumfield. Brumfield's on the right. That puck is up against the boards. And now Savona has it, controlling the puck. Tries to get it out in front of the crease to get a one-timer to Farr, but Farr can't get it. The puck was still in the air. And a stoppage of play, a penalty here.
And there you got more penalties again. And then for Arizona State here, you know, they're not letting themselves be bullied by Weber State as much as they were in the previous two periods. It's allowed them to be a bit more aggressive, but they got to get some better shots here. They had an opportunity right there in front of the goal, couldn't convert. They need more easy chances like that if they're going to score and win this game in the final 2 minutes.
So there are two penalties So it'll neutral out back into another 4-on-4. It's 2-minute minors for both teams. So boy, oh boy, it is far for ASU heading into the penalty box. Scott Farr was called for interference, while for Weber State, it was number 61. He'll be called for roughing. So a 4-on-4, 2:40 left to play, 2-minute power play. Equals out for both teams. There's no real advantage with a 4-on-4 here. ASU has been very verbal from their bench on helping out their team. A shot there. Nothing happens from it, though. It was Thiebout trying to get something on goal.
That was well planned, though, by ASU, putting a lot of traffic in front of the goal, trying to block the goalie's line of sight there.
Yes, a good strategy there. Works very often in these power play opportunities. Uh-oh, Weber State gets away. A shot on goal, Selton Reich. And now Jenrick right in front of there. A great job by Brumfield, putting his body, sacrificing himself like he's the last man. A check up against the boards. And now two guys wrestling. A punch thrown by Weber. Savona checking into the game now. And as soon as he checks in, guess who has it? Jake Savona. We've called that all night. Savona working against two Weber State defenders. Weber will check him up against the boards. And it's going to go back the way of Weber State. Jenrick has it right now. Matched up with Wilkes. Thiebout down there as well. Weber has it in the neutral zone. Weber passes out. A missed hit there by Matthew Davis. Moving over is Wilkes to try to collect that one. Lee behind the net. 1:10 left to play here. 25 seconds left on the power plays for each team. And Lee will take the puck in the neutral territory. Sputtered around out there. Wilkes is able to pick this one back up. Wilkes looking for anything to happen, just trying to make an opportunity here. Matthew Davis trying to get in to help. Lee's out there in front of the crease, but he'll take a slip and a fall. Wilkes has no one to pass to. And a penalty will be called on Weber State. It's number 4, Jenrick, going in at a costly time.
Yeah, and then
boy,
Weber
oh boy.
There, almost at the end of the two-team power play opportunity right there. He gets called for another penalty. ASU happy about that. They feel like calls have not been going their way this game. They've been complaining to the refs. Seems like maybe they have an opportunity here to capitalize with 45 seconds left.
So let me paint the picture. It's 45.9 left to play. 3 seconds on the first power play, but as soon as that one ends, ASU will have a 5-4 advantage as that power play will just roll out into the period and will stop as the period ends. So it'll be ASU with a one-man advantage with the last 42 seconds left here to play. Ethan, how do they win the game from here?
Here they have a very short amount of time. They're going to have to take advantage of when they have the power play coming up. They're going to have 42 seconds with the power play. They have to be aggressive. They have to set up an easy goal for themselves here. That's something that they've had trouble so far this game. I think you try to get it to Jake Savona, see if he can make a play here.
All right, so ASU's coming back onto the ice. And Weber State takes a timeout. So with 45-9 here left to play, a lot of talking going on both benches. Clay Hobbs for Weber State and Tate Green for ASU. So just to familiarize you with the rules here, it's continuous overtime with no shootout if this period ends with a tie score. So it is possible here.
Just shows how important it is for ASU or Weber State to get a point here, try to end this game. If it keeps going into overtimes, you worry about your team getting a little bit sluggish. Let's see who can put a burst of energy into these last 45 seconds.
It would be a great start to the season for ASU if they would be able to pick up their first win here in the last 45 seconds. Weber State is 1-1, so they would fall to under 500 or possibly go over 500 if they are able to take this contest. The puck will drop. The first power play has expired. Savona trying to run this one down. ASU, the 5-4 advantage. It's in the Weber State offensive zone right now. Both teams very aggressive. 30 seconds left here to play. Tuber has it. It's batted down, though. Wilkes trying to make something happen, and now Farr has the puck. It's a 2-on-2, now a 3-on-2. Tuber, Savona, and Farr. A shot on goal!
Oh!
ASU has taken the lead here. Unbelievable.
It's exactly
Wow,
what we
Nate
talked about
Keevan.
there. Getting an easy shot on goal, setting up your teammate, getting a nice goal there on the power play. ASU goes up by 1 with 15 seconds left. Beautiful goal there by ASU.
A great job by Nate Keevan right in front of the goal. And with 15 seconds left to play, ASU has taken a lead 5-4. Wow. Unbelievable. Once again, Keevan was the one that had the goal. He was assisted. 15 seconds left here to play. Weber State chasing down this one. Cosman will try to take it up against the boards. It's Thiebout that has it. Hobbs trying to push him up against the board. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4. Counting down that puck is stopped. 2 seconds. This game is going to end, and the Arizona State Sun Devils will take the first game of the season, scoring a goal with just 15 seconds left. Ethan, we couldn't have asked for anything more exciting here tonight.
Yeah, you know, a bit of a sloppy game. Not one that you're going to want to show somebody an example of how to play really professional hockey, but here, ASU able to pull it out at the end. They pulled themselves together, got a beautiful play there, and then Keevan with an awesome shot there at the end to win it with 15 seconds left. Great play.
Unbelievable. So Nate Keevan is the one that nets the final goal, and ASU was the one that got off to the leading start in this game, but it was Weber State coming out in the second period to take that quick lead. And Ethan, it was a great job by ASU to get back into this game and in this third period take the lead. A very chippy and aggressive game throughout. And so we saw the resilience of this ASU team. What do you think they can build off of moving into the season?
Yeah, I think definitely something they need to focus on. They have to help themselves by not getting as many silly penalties here. That's something that they dealt with all game, really on both sides. Just penalties that they shouldn't have, and that really hurt them in this game. They were trying to match that intensity of Weber State. They were able to do that. Weber State, the larger team, but Arizona State able to come out and show a lot of tenacity here as the smaller team, able to win this game in the final seconds.
All right, Ethan. Well, a 5-4 ASU hockey D2 Maroon victory. Nate Keevan scoring in the final seconds of play. That's all we have for you tonight. I'm Matt Lively. He's Ethan Gaines. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to our final report here at Oceanside Arena. I'm Chloe Rancha, joined by Jake Epley for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. Now, we didn't see ASU utilize their power plays in the first, and I mean in the second and third period, but what did they do differently on that last power play in those last 45 seconds to score the winning goal?
Well, if you noticed in that last power play, on the 4-on-3 advantage, which turned into the 4-on-4 advantage, Coach Green took a timeout before that, the one timeout he had in the game, to reassess, go over the plays, and to hype up his players. When ASU came back out on the ice, they were full of energy, full of life, and they were ready to put that game away in the 45 seconds they had left. Weber State looked dead. They looked terrible out there. They looked like they had already lost the game pretty much. And when you go out with no energy, you might as well call it, a loss for your team. And that's what happened for Weber State.
Right, they had that lack of energy. What else hurt Weber, though, in this game? We saw them skating really fast, but...
Well, that last penalty definitely hurt them. When you're in the third period and you're in a tied-up game, why would you put your team down to a 4-3 disadvantage and even a 4-4 disadvantage where they scored the goal? So not very smart play from Weber State there, going to get the penalties.
Well, what an exciting game to start out for ASU season. I know Weber has had 2 games before this. Next week, ASU will take on Cal State Fullerton. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a high-energy game, kind of like what we saw in this one with a lot of physical play. One thing the Sun Devils need to work on, their speed. Weber State was much faster in this game. At times, it looked like they had cement blocks on their feet out there for Arizona State. So they definitely need to work on their speed, need to work on skating with the puck. A lot of times I looked, and guys had their head down with the puck. They weren't looking up. They weren't looking to pass. They weren't looking for the alleys to the goal there. So that's something I look forward to see if they improve on that against Cal State Fullerton.
Well, we will see you next week here at Oceanside Arena for the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. I'm Chloe Rancha with Jake Epley.